everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am really excited to talk to you about how you actually can afford an assistant. We are really good at lying to ourselves about things like, I can't afford an assistant. My name is Sarah Booley. I am a master coach with Workman Success Systems. I also have a real estate team with a partner in Maryland, and we live in Florida. So we are in love with systemizing and in love with doing it. And I can tell you, I remember hiring my first assistant and how much I pushed back. So I know that we push back. I'm going to talk to you about that today. The first thing I wanted to talk about is some of the lies we do tell ourselves, not just in terms of hiring an assistant, but mostly related to that. The biggest ones are, you can't afford them. You tell yourself that all the time when you're thinking about hiring an assistant. Another one that I myself used is I didn't have time to train them. We often can say it's easier to do it myself. I would know how to hire them anyways. Or I just don't have time to grow my business or spend on my business. Again, none of these are true, but we tell themselves. They're a good story that we tell ourselves. So let's talk about these. Let's break them down a little bit. I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, are familiar with what's called the Pareto Principle. And we hear it often referred to as the 80-20 rule. It was an Italian economist in 1890 that discovered that society was kind of naturally divided into the vital few, or the top 20%, and the trivial many, or the bottom 80%. His name was Vilfredo Pareto, which is why it's called the Pareto Principle. And when you look at it further, you realize that virtually all economic activity was subject to this principle. In terms of 80% of the wealth of Italy during that time was controlled by 20% of the population. We've also recognized that it applies to how we spend our time. So generally, you'll see when you break down your time and look at it, about 20% of your activity yields 80% of your results. So when you think about that, 20% of your effort is creating 80% of your results. The rest is probably admin work. So you want to make sure you're doing the 20% and forget the rest. People often appear busy all day, very busy as real estate agents. And yet we don't accomplish very much, you'll see. This might feel like a description of you even. I've seen agents work 10-hour days and their production just doesn't reflect that. And it's because they're working on low-value tasks. They're working on their 80% tasks and ignoring the stuff that is actually going to create an impact in their business. They're procrastinating or they don't want to do it. But really, you have to remember the most valuable tasks you do every day are the hardest and the most complex, probably. But the payoff and rewards for completing them can be tremendous. That's your 20% stuff. The stuff that's going to pay off for you and create 80% of your impact. So before you begin something, you have to ask yourself, is this task a 20% task or is this task an 80% task? And if it's an 80% task, don't do it. If you choose to spend your day working on low-value tasks, you're going to develop a habit of always working on low-value tasks. And if you don't have an admin, you are an admin. I think instead of telling yourself you can't afford an assistant, you should tell yourself you can't afford not to have an assistant.